Today, we're joined by a leader who has spent over 2 decades helping shape the way travelers experience destinations and the way travel advisors connect their clients. Tom Valley is the director of travel agency sales at Universal Destination and Experiences, where he works closely with travel advisors and partners to bring some of the most exciting theme park experiences in the world to life. With more than 20 years in the travel industry, Tom brings a deep understanding of what it takes to bring strong partnerships and create meaningful guest experiences. But beyond the titles, his career has been rooted in connections, bringing people, brands, and opportunities together in a way that drives real impact. Plus, I've heard he's a real master at the roulette table. Tom, welcome to the Kindness Connection podcast.
Thank you, Jamie. It's great to be here.
I'm so glad that you could come and sit down and have just a little chat with us about kindness and the way you lead with kindness.
That's awesome. Thank you for inviting me.
So first, I want to know, what's something you've learned early in your career about people that still shapes you as a leader today?
I feel like your leadership style is always evolving, and you can always learn. You can always get better. So early in my career, one of the most important things, and I had great mentors along the way that taught me a lot, and I tried to model, some of the things that I saw from them. But there was a leader in my career that really stood out to me, and he was the top guy. And even though he was the CEO, super busy, I'm sure his calendar was always packed. But one of the things that I always admired is he wouldn't do it all the time, but maybe like once a month, he would in the afternoons get a cup of coffee, walk around to and not just like the upper senior people, like he would literally go cube to cube and get to know all the different people in the office and get to know their families, get to know all about them. So, just getting to know your team, getting to know, and that's how you build community. It's how you kind of build that family-like culture. So that's one of the things that I picked up pretty early on, and it's what I try to do today.
I think that's one of the things I hear a lot from leaders is that they had good leaders kind of leading the way and living by example and leading by example. And it sounds like that leader really made a huge impact on your career.
He did, yeah. He really kind of took me under his wing, and I still talk to him once a week to this day. And great person I can always call for advice because, people like that have been through a lot. And they started somewhere too, right? So they came up and they can share all their stories and experiences, and hopefully one day I can pass it on to somebody else, right?
I love that. And I mean, that also aligns with kindness, right?
That's right.
I mean, and it's like you just kind of do it and don't even think about it, but you never know whose life you're impacting by just being kind and helping or just sharing something. Because you're right, like most leaders at that level have almost seen and been through everything. And that's such a huge impact in having a good mentor, I think. And then I'm sure you're a mentor to some, and will continue to be mentored, and then the legacy keeps going.
Yeah, you keep paying it forward, right? Is that the term?
Yeah, pay it forward.
That's it. And I love the theme of your podcast, by the way. So
Thank you.
Kindness it fits you well. So pretty cool.
Thank you. You've been at Universal for a while now. What keeps you coming back every single day? I would like to think that it's me, but clearly
it's you and
MVP.
That's part of the answer. I love what I do here.
Yeah.
I love working in sales. I love the partnerships. I love working with the different, our different partners and helping everybody grow their business because you guys are like the lifeblood of travel industry sales. And, if we don't have great partnerships, I mean, Universal, like quite literally is built on partnerships. You look at in the parks, all those different IPs that we work with, many of them we don't own. Those are partnerships. Yep. We have partnerships with all kinds of technology companies, partnerships with our partners that sell our product. So, I mean, when we talk about partnership at Universal, I mean, it really is the foundation of what we do. So it's really important that, we keep those relationships strong. And so, but that's what I really like most about is just working with different people, my team, our partners, and we sell an awesome product, right? I mean, I get to come to work every day and talk about Epic Universe and Harry Potter and
I know.
there's, I don't know, you can think about some. I can't really think about a cooler job. It's a lot of fun.
I know. I mean, it's we sell travel for a living,
Yeah, it's cool.
and it's it's we shouldn't have a bad. I mean, of course, we're going to have like hiccups from time to time. It's like any business, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, we sell vacations and theme parks and magic. So Universal is known for being epic, but what role does kindness play behind the scenes?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think. Well, kindness is foundational. I mean, it doesn't cost anybody any money to be kind. We want every guest that comes and visits our parks, visits our resorts, to have an amazing experience.
Yes.
And especially like our frontline employees, they're the ones that really. I mean, everybody works to bring the magic to life, bring all of our attractions, but they're the ones that the guests see. And so it's really important that they, treat our guests with kindness, empathy, and really try to, because they're a part of that story. They're a part of that experience. Yeah. So when you go to some of our attractions, I mean, it's intentional, the way that they're dressed and how they talk, and we really try to make our employees a part of that, that experience. Right. And of course, you want to be kind and treat our guests with respect, and you want to make sure that they have the time of their life. So I love it. That's really what it's kind of all about.
I love it. What's something that you think perfectly represents the Universal culture?
I think there's quite a few things. I was listening to JJ earlier, and you guys are talking about your pillars, and we share a lot of those same values. But what I see so much in our team is the passion. Yeah. We have such a cool brand. We sell such a cool product, and they just love it. And I mean, we have a whole army of people that work on the technology, work on there's all kinds of different people that touch all the different products and things that we sell, and that make it to the ultimate guest at the end of the line. And we want all those things to be perfect, but there's so much passion that goes into developing all of these rides, attractions, and that's something that really stands out to me. It's just how passionate our team is.
I love it. And your sales team, like Brian, Kathy, Luis from Hollywood. Yeah. I mean, he came out to visit us.
Yeah,
this
he wanted
week.
to come just see you guys.
And I was so excited when I saw him. But I mean, there's one thing that's in common with every one of you, and that's you're all so kind, and you make our agents feel kind. I mean, or you make our agents feel welcome, and just like they feel the energy, they feel the love, and that it shows in your leadership. It trickles down to everybody that you lead. And, I thank you for that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was talking about partners before, and, we think of MVP and all of our other partners as an extension of our team. Yeah. So, and that's why we invest so much in training and, trying to provide all of you the resources so that you can be confident selling Universal. So, we truly think of yourself as an extension of our team, and you can, be kind in my next review. And
of course, I'm going to be kind in your next review. I always, and that leads me to something, because, it's like, I think that a lot of times people think, it is a business relationship, sure, but it's also a friendship. And so we had a meeting with my team and your team, and we sat down and we made a bet. And
we have a bet on the line.
And so, I mean, are we going to go public with this and tell?
Let's do it.
So I think I first said, have you told your wife?
I have informed my wife. So just to clue the audience in here. So we were sitting around a table and having an amazing meal. And we were talking about how do we grow sales? How do we continue to evolve the partnership? And I just, it's a little bit out of character.
It's very out of character.
I said that if we achieve a certain level of sales, I will be, sorry, let me back up. We were talking about, because Doug has a tattoo.
Doug has an MVP tattoo.
Doug has an MVP tattoo, and he was showing it off. And I don't have any tattoos, by the way.
I don't either.
I don't have anything against tattoos.
I don't either.
I just never got one. And anyway, I blurted out, all right, if you hit this number, I'll get my first tattoo. So That's the bet. And you guys are inching closer and closer. We put a good stretch on it. So, but I think I'll be getting my first tattoo in, I don't know, maybe next year or two.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be close. I mean it's going to be soon, and I think like all of our jaws dropped. I mean, clearly Kathy and Brian know you better than I do, but I mean you totally caught me off guard with that one. I mean Doug, he's crazy. Like he does crazy things. I was actually shocked when he did it because I thought he called. He's like, hey, it's trademarked or whatever it is, trademark, copyright. He's like, they say I have to get the permission. And so we had to talk to the person that was doing the tattoo. No, I thought he was joking. And then one of our nephews goes, oh man, Doug's live on Facebook. He's getting tatted up with your logo.
That's so funny.
So when you did it, I mean, I think we all just was like, holy cow. And then I was like, and then I found out you didn't have any tattoos. And then I found out, I was like, what's your wife going to say about this?
She could be the potential fly in the ointment here. Yeah, so I've told her all about it, and she actually, I thought she was going to be like, hey, no way.
That's crazy.
No, she was like, hey, listen, if that's what you said you were going to do, you got to do it.
Oh, my lands.
Anyway.
I was like, your wife's going to kill all of us.
There's a tattoo parlor in City Walk. So when
that's what we said. When the time is right.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I tell you,
it's going to be fun.
Consider it.
It's going to be small. And
I agree with that. I mean, I don't think it needs to be big. I mean, I can't believe you're going to do it, but I think it's pretty cool. And I look forward to the day that we hit that goal, and we will all celebrate and reminisce back when we were having that dinner and laughing, and nobody was drinking. Like that's the thing.
No,
like this sounds like something that you do like at a bar or like getting at a party. It's like no, we were all sober and just sitting around having a good old time.
Yeah.
But okay. So why is team member culture just as important as innovation in a theme park environment?
So, yeah, that's an interesting question. So, I mean, at Universal, we're innovating all the time, and we started to talk about Epic Universe, the incredible rides there. I mean, some of them are, technology that isn't in the industry right now. Yeah. So, I mean, we're coming out with cutting edge innovations and different things all the time. But, if you don't have a good culture, if you don't have a team that believes in your product, then you can spend a fortune on all of these innovations and stuff, but they're the ones that really bring it to life.
100%.
So that's where the culture and having a great team really comes into play, so that you can, because we started talking about before, they're a part of the whole story, and there's so many people either behind the scenes or front of house that bring all of those rides and super cool stuff that people want to come and see and bring it to life.
I love it. What does a great team member at Universal do differently that makes them so special?
Yeah, so I've already talked about the passion. I've talked about one of the things I love about Universal is NBC, Comcast is the huge amount of resources that we provide to our employees on every level. Yeah. You can get I'm not kidding, Jamie, like a master's degree in different topics on things that you might be interested in. It could be business, it could be marketing, it could be, leadership. I mean, all kinds of different things that are open, and we have a huge training facility on our campus. And so that I love how much Universal pours into our team. Because a team member that feels valued, that knows that they're in the right place, that they really love their job, they're going to project that when they're out in the park or working with partners. And I think that's what it's really all about, is just taking good care of your team, and then they're going to take good care of your guests.
100%. And I think that it trickles down from your call center. I mean, it just from the call center, from the beginning experience until getting on the ride, checking in the hotel. Like it trickles all the way through the product, because like you said, you can spend millions of dollars, but if somebody's miserable at their job, it's going to mess up a lot of people that has come here for a good time. And so it does. And you guys do a really good job with that. And
thank you.
I can tell by you and your team, like you guys all like each other, and that helps too. Like, cause then that makes things uncomfortable for us. Like if teams don't like each other, and that is, I love that. And I learn from you guys too. And that's pretty cool that they let you like go and continue your education, or if you want to explore and say, hey, I want to learn about this, or because like how many people I wonder have been in one department and then said, hey, I want to learn about engineering, or like how are these. You introduced us to someone last summer, I think it was, and she was from the beginning to the end of one of your lands. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, it was one of the designers.
Yeah, the designers.
Yeah.
And she said she started out in Hollywood and didn't go to school for this or anything, but just had some ideas. And they're like, hey, we like your ideas. And then she just went on from there. And she's been with Universal for like, I think 20 or 30 years or something. And her story was like it took a completely different turn. And she loved her job and she loved all the people she worked with. And that's the key, I think, to leadership, is finding where people like excel in what they can excel at.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we have just a couple of examples. Is a really strong mentoring program. In fact, I have a mentor right now.
Oh.
It's like company wide. I mean,
Really?
hundreds and hundreds of employees participate, but it's just that if you are passionate about, if I wanted to learn more about engineering, I can sign up and have somebody in the, in Universal Creative in our engineering department be a mentor to me. My mentor right now, I wanted to learn more about organizational development. And so my mentor is one of the leaders in organizational development. And
I probably need some courses in that.
But if you think about the size and scope of a organization like Universal, I mean, it's like a city.
It is.
And there's a lot of orchestration and things, and it just kind of fascinated me. Yeah. So I raised my hand and said, hey, can I learn more about that? And they're like, yeah. So
I love it.
I have a mentor, and we meet once a month, and he tells me all kinds of stuff, gives me homework. It's pretty cool.
I love that. If he can give you any tips on how we can hit that goal over here to get you that tattoo,
absolutely.
I'm all for it. How do you empower team members to deliver great services even on the busiest park days?
Yeah, it's what another thing I love about Universal is not only do we give them a lot of resources and try to really build them up to be the best that they can possibly be, but personally, like with my team, everybody has their own way of doing things. Yeah. But I've always thought that my way might not necessarily be the best way, or your way might, So if people have clear expectations on what the goal is, and if you want give them milestones or things that they need to achieve, but if they know what the plan is, I believe that you should let people, as long as they stay in bounds, stay in your policies, let them find their own way to get the goal, because their way might have been better than mine.
Right. I think that's one thing that I've had to learn as a leader is like, okay, maybe somebody has a better way of doing things. And I think like that's sometimes hard, especially in entrepreneurship, like when you've built it from the ground up. But, I'm sure in leadership too, because you're like, okay, well, hold on, my job's on the line. It's like if I want to make sure that my people are doing the right thing and we got to get this done. But, sometimes I've learned our biggest growth is when I let go and let my team do what they excel in.
You have to let people almost fail sometimes, because I don't know, me personally, I've learned more sometimes from my failures than I have from my successes.
You're looking at the queen of failure, and that's I'm with you. I mean, right. I've learned so much from those, and it's like, okay, well, and then as long as you don't mind to get up and try again, like that's the key.
That's it.
And surround yourself by kind people that will hold you accountable, but also will be there to help you get back up. Because sometimes it's hard. And you don't know, it's like, as a leader, it's like, am I making the right decision? Am I not? And, and then you try to err kindness, but you have discipline, but it's like, it's a hard balance sometimes. But I think that if your people know that your heart's in the right place, it makes it just a little bit easier.
Something on that topic that my mentor taught me was it's okay to be hard on the work, but you still want to be soft on the people.
Right.
Right. So you can, professionally criticize somebody's work, right? Because not everybody's perfect. I don't know.
I'm almost perfect. I mean, minus all my failures.
But you can still, in your delivery, and you be kind to people and make them, hey, you did a good job on this, but here's some things that we need to fix. Or, it's all about how you deliver the message. But that always stuck out to me as like, because we're running a big business here.
Right.
And, there's important things happening. So it's okay to be hard on the work, but still you want to be kind and soft on the people.
And sometimes, like, as I'm learning my roles, but, I'm trying to learn how to do what I do. It's like sometimes it's a miss, and then I'm like, I should have done that differently, or I could have done that differently.
But that's how you learn, right?
But that's how I learn. And so, but, it's like I watch you, and I watch other leaders and how they lead, and I'm like, okay, well, what would they do? Like, how would they? I'm sure they've been in a situation like that, just like your mentor that you have. It's like, how do I handle this? Like, this is a terrible situation. Like, how do I handle this with caring, kindness, positivity, and honesty? And I was joking the other day. I was like, okay, do all 4 of them have to be at 100%? Like, I'm like, how is this? Like,
It's
how am I going to be?
impossible.
How am I
It's
going to be
hard.
100% honest, but be kind? Or, it's like it's a balancing act.
Leadership can be really, really hard.
Yeah.
You're not always everybody's best friend, and you have to lead people,
Yeah.
and that sometimes can be a challenge. But if you look at it with the kindness lens, I think that sometimes that's helpful.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think people get wrong about Universal in this industry?
That's a good question.
That's a tough one too.
I guess a popular kind of objection that we still hear from time to time, even though we're getting a lot better at it, is Universal is just for adults,
Yeah.
just for tweens. I mean, people say that all the time. And, you look at our investment coming up right now
Right.
in Frisco. So that's
huge.
a new park and hotel dedicated just to little kids. So we've never done that before.
I know.
And so the strategy behind that is to try to get families at a younger age involved with these universal stories.
Right. It's about stories.
That's it. Everything is about storytelling. And we have amazing stories to tell. And so Frisco is going to be really exciting. And then we're going to inspire lots of families to, get involved with the Universal brand. And then hopefully they're going to want to take their families to Orlando, Hollywood. And, we're really trying to build up that, equity, especially within, the younger generation.
Right. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We have some younger kids. We have the older, the tweens and the older kids, and they absolutely love the theme parks. They love the rides and all that. But we brought Jackson here, and he was like 1, I think. And I mean, he just loved just looking at all the stuff. He just absolutely loved
How old is he now?
He's now 2.
All right, so the Frisco is going to be the perfect place to bring him.
We already have it down. Like
it's
we're
gonna be
going.
cool.
We're going for sure. What are the ways that Universal is impacting lives beyond just a trip to theme parks?
That's a great question. So just a couple things off the top of my head. My team just yesterday went and volunteered at the Second Harvest Food Bank.
I love that.
So we have a gigantic volunteer network, and a lot of our teams are volunteering all over, not just Orlando. I mean, there's a national Comcast organization. There's so many different organizations and things locally that we're involved with that we support. In right around the construction of Epic Universe, we are sponsoring a affordable housing. So there's there's an apartment complex.
I absolutely love that.
That is being built right around Epic Universe that is designed to have an affordable place for people, for families to come and live. So and I could probably look up on, if you give me 3 minutes on the internet, like a long list. We have so many programs and so many things that we support. So that's what really is super cool about working for Universal, is the heart that we have. And I love your new program, by the way. Super cool.
Yeah, Heart of MVP. Yeah, the Second Harvest is an amazing organization, and I'm happy to hear that you work with them. But yes, we have the Heart of MVP, and we're very small right now, but we plan to someday be very large and help a lot of families.
Well, I
think we already are helping a lot of families.
Those Thanksgiving baskets, my church does the exact same thing, and that is super cool.
I love it.
And families love that, because who knows, they might not even had a Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Even if you helped one family, that makes a huge impact. So congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. What's something new or evolving at Universal that you're really proud of And what do you think guests are going to feel when they experience it?
So we have a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So a lot of it I can't, how we
I know you're under
we're
lock and key on
pretty
this.
secretive. I do have something cool for your advisors on your team that we're working on that I think that they're really going to like. Is we have it's called a Uni is the name of it, and it's our new virtual assistant that is going to sit in. Right now, it's in our universal partner community, and it'll soon be in Vax. And so it's driven by AI, of course, but it's better than just like a AI chatbot because those now are kind of a dime a dozen. So this specializes just in universal.
You guys have been working on this for about 4 or 5 years,
right? So you know about it.
So are we close? I mean, like
it's getting better. It's
I
AI.
love it.
So the more
it's
agents
input,
more agents ask it prompts, and it keeps getting better and better. But we're really excited about what that's going to do for our business, and it really is designed to help our partners. We want everybody to be a universal expert. So. You got some people on your team that they probably know more about Universal than I do.
Oh, they definitely know way more than I do. Because one of our friends that's here was asking, and I'm like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I
some
don't
of the
know.
questions I get, I'm like, wow, how'd you know that?
Yeah.
And then you got some people that are just getting started.
Right.
So Uni is designed to meet your agents where they are. So they can either use it to validate what they already know, or if they're just getting started, use it, ask it, so then they can be a universal expert to their guest. And ideally, that'll help us all, right?
I love it. Well, thank you for joining me today and just having a talk. And I'm excited to get that tattoo.
I'm excited too. We can't wait. It's going to be fun. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Kindness Connection podcast. See you next time.